It's Britain's second busiest cross-channel port. Every year, 250,000 lorries pass through Portsmouth carrying goods to and from Europe. To continue doing so, they were told to build a £25 million border control centre to carry out the government's new post-Brexit checks on imports, which were due to begin this month.
So the lorries come in with the meat and the poultry from there. The goods are taken to the freezers and then to the inspection rooms.
But 2 months ago, the government announced the new checks would be put on hold until at least the end of next year. And with a review looking at creating a digital border for most goods in future, this facility may never actually be needed. While the government paid out £17 million towards the cost, the council, which owns the port, had to borrow the remaining £7.8 million, and it's an ongoing drain on resources.
It's costing £1 million a year to run, and that was meant to be funded by the people using it. Now the government says nobody needs to use it. How am I meant to find £1 million from that? It'll have to come from council taxpayers here in Portsmouth.
So your message to government is if they don't compensate you, then you will take legal action?
Yes, absolutely. It is down to the government to sort out this mess.
This border control post was designed to inspect 50,000 lorry loads of goods a year. Physical spot checks on animal and plant products, meat, fish, vegetables, fruit and timber. But Portsmouth isn't the only one. Facilities like this one have been built all over the country, and they're all currently standing empty. Altogether, 41 border control posts have been set up at ports, railway stations and airports. The government gave out £200 million in grants to help pay, but the funding was massively oversubscribed, so the ports themselves also paid around £100 million to get the work done. The government claimed the decision not to impose the new controls this year will save traders up to £1 billion and help with the cost of living.
It's music to my ears, quite frankly.
Importers are delighted.
The fewer constraints and hoops that we have to jump through and hurdles that we have to jump over basically mean that we have less cost. If we have less cost, then we can pass that on to our customer base.
But the British Ports Association say it's all been a huge waste of money.
If they'd have decided this 2 or 3 years ago that we're going to have no checks and controls or limited targeted processes at our borders, then we wouldn't have had to go to all the effort and expense of building such facilities.
And while talks between the ports and the government continue, for now, these gates are locked firmly shut. Akass, Sky News, Portsmouth.